Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to solve a questions which is prepared for mathematical Olympiad examinations. Can you solve it? If you want to give a try, pause the video. If you are ready, keep watching. The question is calculate this expression. So as we can see, this expression a equal to 3 square plus 1 divided by 3 square minus 1 and plus 5 square plus 1 divided by 5 square minus 1 plus 7 square plus 1 divided by 7 square minus 1, then plus dot 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 mean it keep going until 2025 square plus 1 divided by 2025 square minus 1. Okay, now let's jump to the full solution together. Please keep watching and find out how can we solve these questions. First, we have to find a general form of this expression. As we can see, this expression has a general form which is n square plus 1 divided by n square minus 1. So then we have to simplify this fraction. So this fraction can be written as n square minus 1, then plus 2 divided by n square minus 1. Okay, look at the numerators again, n square plus 1. So it can be written as n square minus 1 and plus 2. That is the same because minus 1 and plus 2 that would be equal to 1. Now we have to separate this fraction into two fractions. That will be equal to n square minus 1 divided by n square minus 1. And then plus 2 divided by n square minus 1. Okay, so the first fractions which is equal to 1, yeah, so 1 plus these fractions. So these fractions can be written as n plus 1 minus n minus 1 divided by n square minus 1. Okay, so you can see that plus 1 and then minus and minus will be plus 1 and plus 1 will be equal to 2, n minus n that will be 0. So this fraction is the same to this fraction, yeah. So now we can separate this fraction into two fractions again. As we know, the denominator n square minus 1 that can be written as, so that would be equal to n minus 1 n plus 1. Okay, so now we have to separate the fractions into two fractions again. So that will be equal to n plus 1 divided by n minus 1 and then plus 1, and then minus n minus 1 divided by n minus 1 factor n plus 1. Yes, so now we have to consider these two fractions. These two fractions, as we can see, the numerators n plus 1 can be simplified with denominators n plus 1 as well. So and n minus 1 of these numerators can be simplified with n minus 1. So these two fractions will be equal to 1 plus n minus 1. Then minus n minus 1, simplify with n minus 1, then this fraction will be equal to 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, then now we have n squared plus 1 divided by n squared minus 1 will be equal to these fractions. These fractions will be equal to these fractions. For any positive integer n greater than or equal to 3. So as we can see that n will start from 3, 5, 7 until 2025. So n is odd numbers. Now we can calculate these fractions by following its general form, which is n squared plus 1 divided by n squared minus 1 equal to 1 plus 1 divided by n minus 1 minus 1 divided by n plus 1. And for any positive integer n which is greater than 3, so these fractions will be equal to when n is greater than 3 and n is only odd numbers from 3 to 2025, then this fraction will be equal to this fraction. Okay, now I'm going to explain you briefly why these fractions equal to these fractions. As we already say, n is greater than or equal to 3. So when n equal to 3, so 3 square plus 1, 3 square minus 1, that will be equal to 1 plus 1 divided by 3 minus 1. And then minus 1 divided by 3 plus 1. Yes, that means we take n equal to 3 and substitute n equal to 3 into its general form. So then this fraction will be equal to these fractions. And that will be repeatedly until the last one, which is n equal to 2025. So when n equal to 2025, we substitute it into its general form, that we get 1 plus 1 divided by 2025 minus 2025 plus 1. Okay, so now we have to calculate these fractions. Please consider these fractions. Look at the first fractions. As we can see, 1 divided by 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1 will be equal to 2, and 3 plus 1, that will be 4. And then we keep calculating these fractions. Then these whole fractions will be equal to these fractions. Okay, so 1 plus 1 divided by 3 minus 1, that will be 2, and then minus 1 divided by 3 plus 1, that will be equal to 4, then plus, and then that keep going until 1 plus 2025 minus 1 equal to 2024, minus 1 divided by 2025 plus 1 equal to 2026. Okay, so now we have to consider for each factor. For the first factor we have 1, and then second factor we also have 1, and third factor we also have 1, and then all factors, they are all 1. So we will group 1s together, and then we will group this and this and this together. So the whole fraction will be equal to this. Okay, So as we can see, 1 plus 1 and plus 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 dot dot until plus 1, which is 1012 terms. How can we know that? Because 2024 divided by 2 equal to 1012 terms. I want you to look at the first two fractions. So the first two fractions, which is this fraction and this fraction, and each fraction also have 1. We have 4, which is 4 divided by 2, that will be equal to 2. So the first two fractions will be 1 plus 1 equal to 2 as well. So then this will be equal to 1012, and then plus with this. So now we have to simplify this fraction. As we can see, minus 1/4 plus 1/4, that can be cancelled, and then this also can cancel, and then we keep cancelling until the last one, which is 1 divided by 2024, and we got left, which is 1/2, and then minus 1 divided by 2026. That will be minus 1 divided by 2026. Now we have to calculate these fractions. So these fractions, I think you can calculate it by yourself. That will be equal to this, right? So the final answer is A equal to this fraction, right? So that would be 10, 25, 66, 2 divided by 10, 13. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe my YouTube channel for future video. Bye.